Hello and welcome to Graceful Connections presented by Academy for the Soul. I'm your host, Sophie Bidard, and the co-creator of Graceful Connections together with Christel Hughes, founder of Academy for the Soul, the online school for intuitive arts. Graceful Connections is an adventure of exploration, discovery, healing, liberation, growth, and truthful expression, which is facilitated, amplified, magnified, and blessed really with grace. As graceful connections are woven between you and our expert speakers, your guides into gracefully catalyzing your intuition. Thank you for being with us and bringing your unique vibration, colors, and energetic imprint, without which something would be missing. Thank you for answering yes to the calling of grace and the calling to elevate your divine guidance, which is what our guest, Siobhan Wilcox, will be sharing with us about today, and that's going to be magical for sure. Now, before we start, I want to make a special note today. A prayer really that with our gathering in the orb of grace, as we receive an infusion of grace, we may hold this grace in our hearts, our minds, our bodies, and we may be pillars of grace and peace in the current turmoil of the world. May our gathering be of graceful service as our presence is spreading all around the world, and each and every one of us on the live call and on the replay can choose to be holding this grace and sharing this grace everywhere we are, everywhere we go. Thank you. So let's begin. I invite you to relax and take a few deep breaths. Breathing out all that does not belong to this moment. And let's bring all of your attention and your presence here and now. We set our intention that our time together, all that is shared in words and beyond the words, all the energies that we call in and flow serve our highest good, our evolution, and be of service to the highest good of all. I invite you to open your heart or open it even more and be ready to receive. And to open your mind or open it even more and be ready to receive. Activating your connection to the new earth crystalline grid and your connection to galactic center, the center of truth. You are held, both grounded and suspended. You are safe, relaxed, and ready and open to receive. Now I'm calling the orb of grace from the heart of the universe and placing the orb of grace around our group, our gathering, each and every one of us. That we be held in the orb of grace and infused with grace all along our time together. Let's take a moment to adjust to the purity and the subtle high frequency of grace, allowing it to gracefully dissolve, realign, harmonize, amplify, magnify all that needs to be so, in purest alignment with divine will and the divine order of grace. And breathe. Beautiful. Now, within the Orb of Grace, I'm delighted to welcome today's speaker, Irish soul whisperer, evolution activator, and land harmonizer, Siobhan Wilcox. It is such a blessing to have you with us today, Siobhan. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Sophie. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm really excited to be with you all here today. It's this subject, the guidance team, this divine connection is really something I'm very passionate about speaking. Most people know me about speaking about homes and land and feng shui and even color for frequency, but it started for me all at this point, with this connecting to my team, which I'd like to talk about as we go through this. But you opened such a beautiful container for us all. I was guided just before we start into this interview that we just send out some real conscious prayers to all those that have been impacted throughout America with this hurricanes that they have been just an onslaught of in our country here. And I know that whether you have somebody inside of that's been influenced directly or harmed directly and you know what's happening to them, or you've just been watching it on the news, or you're just even unconsciously aware of it because it's a collective experience right now. When we're inside of something where people in our country are all being impacted together, it impacts us like a wave into our nervous system. And it creates a sense of harm, even if we're not involved in the harm and we're not involved in lack of power or difficulty getting gas or difficulty getting food or even the beloveds we know being harmed or killed. So I would just this is such a high level container of powerful master beings that are inside of this community. Together, I would love if we would just send out love right now, just for a moment, and send out light, and send out healing, and send out compassion. And let's put it into what I would like to call an escrow account, where it's like a huge container of love and grace and compassion and healing that can be accessed by those that really need it inside of where they are, regardless of who they are, regardless what they're experiencing. Anyone who needs to feel extra love, extra compassion, extra support. And just allow that energy to build and build inside this huge container that can be just dropped down for the best and highest good of those that need it. You might see colors associated with that energy. You just may feel your hands heating up as you send it out. Thank you, everybody. That was so beautiful, so powerful.
Thank
Feel
you.
that transmission. And when you're ready, if you were using your hands to send that energy out, just bring your hands to prayer position and close that energy down so you're back inside your sovereign space, inside this orb of grace, knowing that what you sent out to the collective will really make a difference, will bring solace, will bring compassion, will bring love to someone who is maybe not feeling it in this very moment in time. Thank you, beloved ones.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Siobhan. This is just perfect and really is a demonstration of the truth of who you are and the purity of your heart. And I really, really appreciate your
No, thank you so
your offering. Thank you. Because yes, I mean, we come together for a purpose, and we're going to get to it in just a minute, but it is also an opportunity for us to be of service, and the divine is ready to use us, to use our gathering for other purposes than the one that has brought us together. So every time we can do that, I'm always in favor of doing it. So thank you for leading us through this, Siobhan, and doing it so beautifully and powerfully. Thank you. And thank you, everyone. Okay, let's take a nice breath and come back. And now let's go into our topic. So Siobhan is with us today to share fascinating insights about unlocking the wisdom from the world of spirit, and also to offer intuitive readings. So to request your reading, press *2 on your phone or click raise hand on the webcast to get on the line with Siobhan, or you can place your request in the Q&A box on the web. The question to ask for your reading is, do I have a master guidance team, and are they fully integrated with me? So that's going to be a bit later in the call. First, we want to dive into our fascinating topic, and I'd like to begin with asking you, Siobhan, are we born with a spirit support team? And if so, does it change during our lifetime? How does this work? How does this go?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Everybody has a guide, an angel, a guardian angel that they're born with. And that sometimes is a previous family member who has done support work for themselves on the other side, and they come back to support a member of their lineage, a member of their ancestral line who is on the earth currently trying to negotiate being a human, right? Because it's not easy being a human, let's be honest. There's a lot of things we have to experience, and then a lot of the time when our higher self, is up in what, let's call it heaven for a word, or in the quantum, or in source energy. I don't want to upset people with my languaging, but in that nexus energy where everything is infinite and unconditional, and we look down and we go, oh my God, look at that. That's a great soul group for me to be born into down there. I'd like to get myself down there. I'm going to get myself down there. I want to experience all these incredible things on this planet. So I'm going to go into the Akashic Records room, and I'm going to take down everything that I think I haven't done that I can get done with that wonderful soul group down there. And this soul group knows me so well. They're really amazing. I'm going to learn forgiveness because they give me something to forgive. I'm going to learn how to be powerful because they try and disempower me. This is going to be so powerful when I'm down there. I'm going to love these people. At least I hope I remember that. I might forget it, though. And if I forget it, I know I'm going to need a member, somebody to help guide me, so I remember that I'm not separated from this divine aspect of myself. And so you then go into a space where you can get your team to come with you. And everybody chooses a team. It might be a single team member. It might be a couple of team members, but they're there to help and guide you to remember what you came to do, and also to help you remember that you are really powerful and really connected to God energy, goddess energy, divine energy. And then you get born and you hit the 3D environment. And all of that gets forgotten after for a couple of years, right? And you're like, oh my God, this place is really gnarly. And why did I say I would come down here? I'm sure there was a reason for it. And why are these people so horrible that I chose to live with, right? Or maybe not. Maybe they were wonderful. But, right, we create this place from our higher self, these experiences we want to experience, And then we choose team members to support us from the other side. And those team members will be part of our soul group that will have traveled through time and space with us in other timelines, in other lifetimes. And we all come with them. And you asked, the second question was, does that change during our lifetime? And the truth is yes. Most people do not come with what we're going to call later on and talk about later, a master guidance team. I'm going to explain why that is later. Most people just come with a guidance team. And that guidance team is those that I mentioned that, you know, could be your great-grandmother from the other side, or it could be somebody that was in your soul group before that really knew you. It could be one of those souls that went through training on the other side to become what we would call a guardian angel, right? And a guardian oftentimes have had a lifetime on the planet here. So they're sent down because they kind of know what it's like to be down here. And they kind of have that muscle built up. And so they know, like, oh, my God, no, don't cross the road right now. You know, you get that gut feeling, or go back in and pick up the keys. You're going to need that later. Or, no, don't go talk to that man over there in the bar. He's not good, right? And we have this guidance. It's like somebody's holding our shoulders and like, oh, no, leave the bar now. Or, no, don't do that right now. Or go for that job. That's the right number, right? So they're the ones that are kind of guiding you forward in. It's almost like they've got your shoulders and they're just trying to guide you along to make good choices. And sometimes you really receive those guidance easily. And sometimes you're so in what I would call the mucky muck of feeling separate, of feeling abandoned, of feeling limitation and lack, that you feel as if you are on your own. And that way, they're still trying to support you, but you feel separate so intensely that it's hard for you to gather that information, if that makes sense. And so as you go through your life, if you're here to do really powerful work, light work, evolution work, evolve your soul, evolve others by your influence and your presence, you start to get extra team members sent down to you. At pivotal moments in your life, if you say, I'm going to start studying Reiki or massage so I can give back to others. I'm going to start meditating every day and to evolve myself and start sending out energy onto the planet, just like we did at the beginning of this call. That's when you start to get an upgrade in your team. You start to get new members of your team sent down to support your evolution decisions, to support your next step on the path, where you're now not just thinking about your own space, your own abandonment, your own limitations. You're now starting to think you may actually make a difference and matter by creating light for other people. That's when new members start to drop down into your.
Okay, very good. Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm hearing is as we step forward in our purpose, right? And I guess as we take further steps, there's more support that is coming and maybe more specific support, right?
Exactly.
Maybe do we start with some kind of a general support team and then we get extra like specialized support? That's how I'm sensing this from what you're sharing, right? So that makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's like, let's talk a little bit about like, say, this master guidance team. They are very specific. They're not a past loved one. They're not somebody who's been in a lifetime, usually on this planet. They are a omnipresent being. So they are beings such as the great archangels, right? They don't have karma attached to them, like our granny or our great granny or you know, a previous family member. And some of them have had lifetimes on Earth because like Jesus is one of my master guides and he had a very intense lifetime on this planet. But he is my primary healing master guide. And so when I do healing work with people, he's with me in service to support that extra support I need to transmit energy from the divine to others. So a master guidance team it's rare. Now, if you're listening here on the call, you may have one because only around 1 or 2% of the population gets a master guidance team. It's those that are here to be in service to the light, to transmit divine energy and love to others that get these extra team members. It's like when you go for a job and you're the administrator, you don't have anybody else supporting you. But when you go into the boss position, suddenly you've got a whole team of people supporting. Right?
Yeah.
And the further up the ladder you go, the more team members you get. And
some of whom are master guides and some of whom are other types, right?
Yes. So we always still have our initial guidance team. They never go away.
Okay.
They are very much part of our protection and intuitive guidance system on the planet, right? The grandmother that's helping us, the guardian angel that's guiding us to keep us physically safe and make good choices. But now we want to support others. Now we want to go out and say, well, I want to do a workshop. I want to write a book. I want to meditate every day and transmit energy to the planet. I want to parent, and I'm a parent of a special needs child, so I know this one, but I want to parent special needs child through this planet, and then I want to also support other parents from what I've learned about doing that, right? So when you have that level of wanting to matter and make a difference in your purpose and mission, you start to get a new team. And it comes in a team of 3. So your first initial master guidance team is always in 3. And they're always omnipresent energies, which are karmic free. So they can be animal master guides, and I gave away a free gift where I go through all the different types of guides you can have. So that will be in the free gift section that you would have got when you signed up.
But wonderful. Yeah, thank you for reminding us of that. Absolutely, very precious gift.
Yeah. So I go through that to kind of explain the difference between the different types of guides you can have inside of the great archangels and each angel has its own specific energy. So, you know, when I first became connected with my master guidance team, it was a bit of a shock to me because I didn't realize they were already with me. But, you know, I would meditate and I would see all these colors in front of my eyes as I was meditating. And it was going on for years. And I was like, oh, every night meditating and colors. It was like a kaleidoscope. And then one of these days I went, I wonder what those colors are. You know, sometimes you can be a bit dense. So I'm like, what are those colors? And so I started to talk to the colors. And they started to communicate back to me. And they started to say, oh, we're different team members that have come to be with you. And each color was associated with a different member of my Master Guides team. Mm. And so, you know, so one of my Master Guides is Archangel Raphael. And he helps to really bring a lot of healing energy through for children, for when we used to work a lot with special needs children. So he would bring a lot of that energy through for children in general, for me with healing. So one day, just to give you an example of how he operates in my space, my son is only in preschool. He's tiny. And I get told I need to get to the school urgently to pick him up because there's a problem at the school. And Archangel Raphael said to me, I will meet you there. You will see what's going on once you open the door. So I get to the school and I walk in and I look around the room expecting, I don't know what, right? And I see this baby being held in the arms of one of the care workers it was a little home run preschool. And the baby is glowing green. Now, that's the color associated with Archangel Raphael for me, right? Mm-hmm. The baby's green. I'm looking across the room going, there's something wrong over there. What's happening? And then I see Archangel Raphael standing behind the baby and the care worker going, get over here right now. Get yourself over here. And so what was happening is this baby was running a really high fever. They couldn't get in touch with the parents. They were trying to figure out if they needed to call an ambulance. The baby was listless. And there was Raphael going, Archangel Raphael going, put your hands on the baby. I'm like, I don't want to be outed in the preschool at this hour of the day. What?
What are you making me do?
Right, exactly. But there was a thermometer under the baby's arm, and it was showing a really high temperature. And so the Archangel Raphael was like, you need to put your hands on the baby. I will work through you right now. Just do what I tell you to do. And I started to just do what he was telling me to do. And the thermometer started to notch down. So within 5 minutes, we had notched the thermometer down from 104 down to 98. This is when you have a team, a master guidance team. They're not there they will keep you safe, but that's not their role, right?
Right.
Their role is to support you being in service to others, support you on your mission and your purpose. They're there to guide that so that you can play bigger. And bigger doesn't always mean you have to stand on a stage or on a television screen or you have to write a book. Bigger is just you think beyond your own needs in that every day, and you think that you may make a difference and matter to other people. And that's what your master guidance team brings. And as you go through your life and you evolve more and more and more, and you choose to maybe step up more and more and more, or you feel that you could matter more and more and more, you can get new guidance team members coming down to specifically help you with a specific mission piece, like to write a book.
Right.
Or
so once this mission is completed, do they go, or do they what happens? Because sometimes we hear about upgrades in our guidance team. So I guess it's additional team members. But are there instances when a guide is no longer has any purpose with us and leaves and goes? Does that happen as well?
It's very rare. Normally stay because they're now integrated into the team, and they become like a very important member inside your support system. Now, when they arrive, it can feel a bit weird. You know, most people's guides come, but they can't imagine, right, that you want to run a marathon, but you've never even got off the sofa. If you went out to run the marathon that day, that would not feel good in the body, and you would not make it.
For sure.
Right? For sure. So you have to go into training. And so you move the body until you, like, it might take you a year, you might hire people to support you, but you move the body till you can get yourself to a point where now you can get comfortably into running the marathon, right? It may seem like a challenge still, but at least you haven't just been sitting on the sofa for a year. So it's the same when we get new master guidance teams members, or we start getting our first master guidance team. They can't just arrive in our space because our body would overwhelm, our nervous system would overwhelm, our energy would overwhelm. These are huge energies, right? They're massive energies that come in to support us. So they come in and out. They can take years coming in and out of our space. Sometimes we may get a sense of it, that there's some energy there that's there to support us, and then it disappears and they're going, oh, maybe I was wrong. Probably not. Energies are coming in and out so that we get used to it, so that by the time we're ready to run that marathon, then our body is ready for them to be fully with us.
Right.
And sometimes we get symptoms like the flu or a heavy cold because our body needs to rest. It's the hardest part. The physical body is very dense, right? It needs to eat and drink water and, you know, pump iron and exercise so it stays healthy. Well, the energetic body, it's easier for the master guidance team to connect with because you're doing your work. You're listening into all of these interviews. You're practicing meditation tools. You're getting grounded. You're doing work, right? You're consciously working on your energy body. And so that makes it easier for the guidance team to be integrating into the energy body, but the physical body is still the hardest part for it to assimilate. So oftentimes when we have a new team coming in, or there's we're first getting our master guidance team, we may actually just need to rest. You don't have to get, but you may just feel like, God, I'm so tired. I need to really rest for a few days. Don't take initiative to do that. The body might say, well, I'm so sorry. We're going to just give you a cold now. Because this team is coming. And
right. And we need you to rest. That's how it's going to happen. Yeah.
That's how it's going to happen. So the body integrates the arrival of these new huge energy beings, right? And so sometimes this has happened to me, which was a little bit scary when it first happened, but I've heard of this happening to other people, so I'm going to talk about it. Like I knew something big was coming into my energy field. I could feel it. I could feel them around me. And then everything went black. Not physically, I could see, but I couldn't hear any guidance team, because normally I'm full auditory. They're just chatting away to me all the time, right? So I'm like, oh my God, where did you all go? Why can't I hear you anymore? Why can't I see you? What's happening? And it was complete radio silence. Nothing was going on. I was like, oh, this is too much. I can't handle this. I don't know what's happening at all, right? And then, ding, 5 days later, it all comes back, but really enhanced, even more powerful than it had been before, with extra gifts added in. And I was like, wow, that was pretty cool. But guys, you could have explained that before you took it all away, because that was a bit weird.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that gives. I think that between the getting sick or having a cold and these kind of experiences, it gives meaning and understanding to many of our listeners. I believe who are like, oh, that may be what has been going on with me at that time, or maybe right now. So yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, Siobhan, I think now is a good time, if you agree, because everybody wants to know, do they have a master guidance team? And so is this a good time to get personal with the readings?
It is. I want to say one thing before we do.
Yes, please.
One of the pieces in this question is it fully integrated with me? And so to explain that before we get into it, as our energy field of this planet has risen, right? And more and more people are trying to evolve and working on themselves. There's been a level of energy also trying to fight against that, right? Because we're in 3D. So it's up and down, it's left and right, and it's dark and it's light. And so one of the things that has been happening is that there's been energies that have been trying to corrupt connections between guidance teams and the person.
Right.
So that's an important thing that I just want to say ahead of time before we go into this, because that's partly what this question is asking. Right.
So you mean by preventing the integration, right? Doing in some whatever tactics, preventing the integration. Is that how it would operate?
Yes, it's like an energy that wraps around the guidance connection and reduces it, so it doesn't get to fully integrate. Or as I've seen a lot of clients, it's like my guidance has gone offline. I'm not sure. I was getting all this information. Now it's like I received this information. I'm not sure what's going on. It's this piece. It's where there's an energy there. And of course, it's not evil. It's not corrupted in the sense of deliberately dark, blah, blah, blah. But it's in the opposition of the amount of light that's there. And because we're still in 3D, the opposition to the amount of light has to be a lot more dark, right?
Yeah. Like some resistance and friction, right? Causing friction.
Yes. And ultimately, it's so we evolve even more, right? Because that's the purpose of really all of that dark energy is, as we say, if we don't have pain, we don't know what it feels like to have joy. Right? So if we don't experience limitation and lack, we don't know what it feels like when we're in abundance. We don't understand the grace of abundance or what it is to have if we are always having. Right?
Right.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So you can perceive these interferences or limitations or things, right?
Yeah.
So you can. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So precious to have you, Siobhan. So I think, everybody wants to know. We're we're going to start with live callers. We'll go to the Q&A. We'll go back and forth. So let's begin by going to Vancouver with Gabriella. I'm unmuting you, Gabriella. Hello.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I love Siobhan's work. Thank you so much, Siobhan, for taking my call. Love you so much. Just wondering about my guidance team, if I've got them fully anchored, or if there's, or who they are, or who I've got on my team, that kind of stuff, my spiritual team.
Thank you, Gabriella, my love. So I'm asking for Gabriella's best and highest good. Does she have a master guidance team? And that's an absolute. I'm using my pendulum just so you know, but that's an absolute. And actually, they want me to ask how many people are on your guidance team for you, Gabriella.
Yeah.
So how many people are on master guidance team? And there's 5 master guides that you have right now.
Wonderful.
And they are integrated with you. But there's still one more piece of what they're calling karmic pain that is holding you back from the fullest receiving of your gifts completely. Just to put that in there.
Okay. Yeah. And are these separate from my guardian angels? These master guides, like, would they be any archangels or anybody like that?
Yes. They're specifically your guidance team to support your light work.
Wonderful. And there's 5 of them, which is great. Yeah. Okay. And I just have to work on the karmic piece to release. Yes. To release the rest of my gifts. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
Okay. Thank you,
so much.
Gabriella.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Blessings.
you. Love you.
Yeah.
Blessings. Thank you very
Blessings.
much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Before we take the next caller, a bit later in the call, Siobhan, you're gonna talk about how you're here, not only to do readings, but to support everyone with their spiritual breakthrough. So I just want to check that, for example, for Gabriella, this karmic piece, you can, in the private session that you're offering, you can help Gabriella with this. Is that correct? If she wishes to be.
Yes.
Okay.
In the private session, I introduce you to your master guidance team.
Okay.
I'm channeling master guidance team members for my clients, oh my Lord, since 2007. So a little bit of time now.
Wonderful. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes. Very precious to have you. Okay.
Introduce the clients to their master guidance team, and then we'll clear away the main block that is standing between them being in full co-creative space with that team.
Okay.
And
so that would be the karmic piece for Gabriella, for example.
Piece. It could be something else. Yeah. And then I also will be offering is a fast action.
We'll talk about all this a bit later, Siobhan. We'll talk about all this. Okay. Let's go. Yeah. Let's keep the suspense. But I just wanted for everyone to know that there's help available with all this. Also, we're gonna talk about this. Thank you. Let's go to Atlanta, Georgia, with Marilyn. Unmuting you, Marilyn. Hello.
Hello. I would like to know what my blocks are to my spiritual guides and any information about the guides.
Thank you, Marilyn. It's lovely to have you here, sweetheart. So we're going to ask now for Marilyn's best and highest good. Does she have a master guidance team? And I'm getting an absolute yes. I'm seeing there's 4 members of that team. And we're asking now, is that team fully integrated for Marilyn? No, it's not fully integrated right now. What is there a specific block on that? Okay. And where is that? They're saying it's a creation space that no longer serves you. And I'm just asking if it has a sourcing point. It came out of the family lineage. Okay, so there's a piece from your family lineage that still needs to be healed, that is creating some sort of resistance or restriction on you being fully integrated with them, sweetheart.
Okay, so going through your program would clear that block from family lineage?
Yeah, we can get into clearing that inside of a session together. Yeah, and this is something I'm really seeing right now with a lot of my clients is that they are being handed parts of their lineage's pain that needs to not go forward anymore on the timeline. And they get to clear it in this timeline, which it clears it not just for themselves, but it clears it for all forward lineage members. So it's really beautiful work.
So it's a one-on-one session versus a group session.
Yes.
Yes. That's when we get to talk about the package, that's option 1. Option 1 is the one with the private session, okay? So stay with us and you'll get all the details about this with Siobhan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. Blessings. Okay. Wonderful. Let's go to Mountain View, Wyoming with Donna. Unmuting you, Donna. Hello.
Hi, it's Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Hi.
You
Hi,
signed up
Siobhan.
as Donna every time I fall into
I know. I don't know why it does.
That's
my
okay.
mom's here with us. That's all I can say.
Bless her.
Yeah, in spirit, she's always here. But my question is, Siobhan, I try all these different programs, and every one of them says the exact same thing. I have some kind of block in my lower back, and so I go through the class and I go through all the things, and then I think I fixed it, and then the next person I get a reading on says, oh, you got it lowered. It's the same thing. I had one yesterday. She still said I had it. I've been through probably 10 different courses. I don't know if you remember clearing my land and everything of anything, but yesterday I was told I still have it in there and I still can't walk, and so I'm wondering, is this just did I just sign up for this? No matter what I do, it's just going to be there?
So let's tune in for Becky right now. Yeah, it looks like, sweetheart, and I'm sure you've been told this before, but it's like something was broken in the timeline that needs to be repaired so that you can actually receive the healing that keeps being sent out for this piece. So
that was the last person told me the exact same thing. I was in Mount Shasta and I broke into a timeline, and now it's stuck in me, and
that's your confirmation. If you hear it twice in 2 days, that's definitely that's definitely your confirmation.
So I guess I just signed up for it. There's nothing I can do to get it out.
No, that's not the case. Honestly, I think we could work on that in a private session, that we could go and repair that timeline.
Okay, perfect. I know how to get a hold of you, so we'll do that.
Okay, honey.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, reach out to me and we'll arrange that. Donna,
okay.
Becky. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Blessings. Okay. Bye-bye. We're going to stick to our topic. It was good to take care of you, Becky, but let's go back to our master guidance team and let's find out. Let's go to Andrea. Andrea, you're next. Let's see. Do you have a master guidance team? Welcome, Andrea.
Hello, Sophie. Hello, Siobhan. This is so exciting topic. Do I have a master guidance team and they are fully integrated with me?
Thank you, sweetheart. I'm check in. For Andrea's best and highest good, I'm asking now, does she have a master guidance team? Absolutely. There's 4 members. They're very powerful. They are integrated, but there's something that's stopping you manifesting their full capacity, and it's to do with your grounding. There's some sort of block on the grounding, they're telling me. And so even though they are there, their full capacity to work with you in a co-creative space is not anchoring yet to the planet. I hope that makes sense to you, honey.
Yes, Sherry. Thank you so much. I will see you in a private session.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is that something you can work on during the session?
Yes.
Siobhan?
Yes. When we're not fully grounded, I do so much work with the earth. When we're not fully grounded on this planet, we can't fully receive. We can't fully be in our power. We can't fully take our mission and our purpose to the next level. Most of us have been taught, because back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s and 90s, to get into your full power required you to go up and out of your body. A lot of meditation, a lot of tools that would take you out of your space so that you could grasp this energy that was higher than the density of the planet and then try and bring it back down. But now, the way the planet is operating, we need to now be grounded in our body fully. But it's not necessarily where we've been spending a lot of our time as we've been doing this work for a good while on the planet, because we're used to going out to get the information instead of staying in to receive the information. So it's like when we got into the 2019, 2020, it was like it pivoted. And it's a different operating system that was handed down around that time to us.
Okay, so let's get this done for you, Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. Blessings. And thank you. Yes, Siobhan, you're a land harmonizer, but what I'm hearing as you are talking right now is that you are also here to support us in harmonizing our presence on the land and on the earth. So that is also very precious. So thank you for that. I'm glad that this came through for Andrea. So if anyone is really struggling with the grounding, do reach out, and Siobhan can definitely help you with that, right? And set you on the.
I need to actually. I'm just getting a clear guidance to say on this piece. If you're really struggling with guidance, it can be a karmic piece that is blocking your connection to the planet. It can be a place, something inside of your space in your home that is blocking the ability to ground. A spirit guide would not block you ever. But, sometimes people get, and they ask me this, I've been hearing these voices that are lower vibrational, I think, but I'm not sure. Is that my guidance team I'm hearing? And I always say, if you are hearing any energy that isn't sounding like pure love in your space, that isn't supporting you completely, that is in any way giving you, you're not good enough energy, or you're not what you should be, or, anything like that at all, that is not guides. That is not your team. That is a lower frequency being in your space. It can be stuck in your home and property. It can be stuck in your energy field, but it is never your guidance team. It is never master guidance team. And it's a part where there's been a corrupted energy that's got in to create a layer so the team can't get through. And if things get filtered through, it sounds dark. I've heard this so much in the last couple of years. And so I just want to bring that awareness to people. When you're hearing your guidance team, it comes from the divine. It comes from light. It comes from love. It's there to support you. If it's not 100% that, there's something out of alignment for you. Either an frequency that's lower, that's in your property, that's in your energy field, or this piece where the darkness has, tightened your guidance tube because it's wanting you not to be fully integrated.
We're back to that element, right? And you can definitely identify it, perceive it, identify it, and help us clear it, set ourselves free from it. So very important. Okay, very good. Thank you for that, Siobhan. We'll come back to live callers. Let me take a few requests from the Q&A. We're going to go to Gilbert with Pamela. Pamela in Gilbert wants to know, does she have a master guidance team and are they fully integrated?
Well, Gilbert is one of my favorite places.
Gilbert.
Pamela, I love Gilbert. I love the town of Gilbert. If that's Gilbert in Arizona, which I presume it is, I go there quite frequently. So let's tune in for Pamela. So we're going to ask for Pamela's best and highest good. Does she have a master guidance team? Absolutely. Thank you. And there's a creation space issue, Pamela, that's creating some fear in your space that is blocking the full receiving of your team guidance, they're telling me. So, do we need to know more about that? It's a past life piece. And I can literally feel the anxiety in my chest. So I'm not sure if Pamela's experiencing a lot of sense of fear or anxiety in her life, but I'm feeling it on me right now. And so I would think that is what she is experiencing.
And so this can be cleared in the private session, can it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Pamela. Blessings. Let's go to New Jersey with Marina. Does Marina have a master guidance team?
So I'm just going to tune in for Marina. So for Marina's best and highest good, I'm asking now in New Jersey, does she have a master guidance team? Yes, she does. And is that master guidance team fully integrated for her? They're saying yes. It's interesting. It's like the team over the years has been removed and then realigned and returned, removed, realigned and returned, removed, realigned and returned. This is a pattern that she's experienced. So maybe there's been points in her life where she feels really abandoned or really depressed over something, and really what's been happening is the team goes and comes, goes and comes, goes and comes. It's like it goes into training on her behalf so she can go to her next level of evolution. There's abandonment is something they just keep saying to me. This pattern is actually what we could do with healing. This pattern of it's an old, outdated way of being that came in with her and no longer serves her. Yeah.
Okay.
So that resonates with you, sweetheart, and we can work on that inside a session.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you, Marina. Blessings. Let's see. We'll come back. We'll come back to have more readings. I'd love for you to share about the wonderful offering you've created, Siobhan. Spiritual Breakthrough, Elevate Your Divine Guidance. So for everyone to follow, if you're on the phone, you can go on the web to gracefulconnections.com. That's graceful with 2 L's. gracefulconnections.com/Siobhan4. That's SIOBHAN4, gracefulconnections.com/Siobhan4. If you're on the webcast, you have a button and a link that you can click to go to the special offer page. If you're on the replay, just scroll down the page to discover Siobhan's special offer. Siobhan, please reveal what you have created for our audience to support with spiritual breakthrough, elevating our divine guidance.
Thank you, sweetheart. I will. And I know my name isn't the easiest to spell. Thank you for spelling it so quickly. And what I always laugh about when I'm here with you is that my name means with God's grace. And so
there we go. Yeah, we are meant to gather in the orb of grace. Definitely.
Exactly. It's the perfect place. I love it. So yes, we have 2 different options. Option 1 includes a really beautiful, connected, private session with me, where we will go inside a sacred space together, and we will call forth your team members, and we will connect with those team members. And inside of that, we will get to communicate with them, see who they are, and figure out what is the one main piece you need to work on inside the session. It may be removing a creation space from the lineage that no longer serves. It could be helping you get more grounded. It could be looking at a past life piece that's overlaying into this lifetime. It could be clearing a pattern that has come down through either your soul group that you were designated into at the time when you first came to this planet, or that came through your lineage, or that has come in from a different timeline on a different planet. So it could be a star piece that you've brought in here to clean up. So really, I've never done. I've been working for 28 years one-on-one with people. Every session is different. I've never had a session that runs the same, right? Because every person is unique, and all of our guidance is unique, and all of our, our journeys as individualized souls, and our mission and our purpose is all different. So it's going to be exactly what you need to receive, and exactly what your guidance team are telling you that you need to receive. If you need to go more deeper into your purpose and your mission and you're confused about that, that's where we will go. If we need to spend more time clearing karma or past life pieces, that's where we will go. But your master guidance team will be guiding the whole way through. That it will be your higher self and your guidance team that will be getting us there and into alignment for your best and highest good.
And so, can I interrupt just to get a clarification, Siobhan? So if we do have a master guidance team, what you said earlier, if I remember well, is that you're going to identify them, and we get to meet them.
Yeah.
But if we don't there's plenty to do anyway, and there's plenty that will be accomplished during the session, right?
Yes, because your team, whether it's just a guidance team or a master guidance team, they want to know that they want to connect with you directly so that you never feel in isolation, that you know that you're not separate, that you know that you're not abandoned, that you have a team. They want you to know who they are. And so I love doing this work to connect people with that support system that's there for them. And everyone has that support system, but not everyone gets to speak to them directly.
Right, to get intimate, to get personal, and it strengthens the bond, and not only the bond, but the cooperation, the collaboration, the synergy, the love. I'm hearing the love as well, right? So that is so important.
And Sophie, the knowing who to call on. So when I started to learn who my team were, and they started to visit with me when I woke up enough to ask the question to the colors, who are you? What are you here for? Like, duh, you've been here for years.
Now you are asking. Thank you.
And I have to understand that Archangel Raphael had a very specific purpose with me. And Archangel Michael had another very specific purpose with me. And so now when I go into sessions, when I'm going through certain parts of my life, I know who to call on to say my team. It's like, if you had a staff member that, always answered your emails, but you kept sending them to do something else, but their job was to always answer the emails. And you're like, no, go over there and clean the bathroom. They're like, that's not my job.
I'm an email specialist. Why don't you give me your emails instead? Yeah, okay, that's clear. Yeah, definitely.
So you'll get to know what specific role they're here to support you with. And that's really helpful, because then oh my Lord, I'm in this situation and I have to deal with this. I'm going to call on this member of my team.
Right. Yeah. And so you identify them, identify their role, their purpose, and clear the blocks to connecting with them, right?
Yes. Yeah. Now, if you have 100 master guides, probably somebody like Oprah has 100 master guides. You won't get every team member if we have an hour together. However, if you've got 3 master guides, 4 or 5 master guides, there may be, which is usually the way of a spokesperson for the team, right? The person that comes forth and wants to speak on behalf of everybody, which you'll get to know. So you might get to speak to 5 different people in the time, but you might get to speak to the chief master guide, who is the spokesperson, and you'll get everybody named and what they do for you. So usually there is a chattier team member that is like, I'm sorry, all the orders, and then I translate.
Okay. Yeah. So you really empower us, bring us to a place of being so empowered in working with them, living with them, right? It's for our purpose work, it's for navigating life, it's for everything that we need in our life, actually, right?
And this is what most people don't realize. When they get this level of connection with their guidance team, they can ask them to do simple tasks. It doesn't have to be about the greater good of humanity. They can say, I'm really struggling inside of my connection with my sister. Could you please come in and support that for me right now? Or I'm really struggling with my finances. I need guidance on how to open it up for me. Could you come and support me with that? Right? So it isn't always that you have to be using them for healing others. You're the most important person. I love this phrase that Dalai Lama says, being wisely selfish. If you look after yourself and look after how you turn up on the planet, then can be bigger. But if you're running from an empty vessel because you haven't self-cared and you have relationships that are toxic and not supporting you, and then you don't feel like you have anything to give back, right? The teachers help you get filled up so you can then give back. But you have to, this is part of the connection with them. Like if I'm not feeling great at night, I know who to call in and my team to help do a healing on me so that I can get up the next day and do this.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So that's the private session, Breakthrough Spiritual Blocks, Elevate Your Guidance. And totally unique for everyone, every individual, whatever it is that you need, it's going to be in that regard. It's going to be taken care of during the session. Yeah. Now, in option 1 is also included option 2. What is option 2, Siobhan?
So option 2 is a video series that I've created. And inside of that, I've given you tools and techniques for energy protection to help expand your intuition, to help get you grounded, to help get you clearer direction. So it's a beautiful series. I mean, there's a lot of videos there because I do tend to overgive. This is
well, you make sure we get everything we need. Let's put it this way. Knowing you make sure that we get everything we need. And you're like, oh, they're going to need this piece and they're going to need that piece. And let me add this piece as well. So, yeah, that's very, very, you are taking great care.
Yeah, thank you, honey. So, one of the things I get asked a lot when I'm working with my clients is, how do I open sacred space? How do I close sacred space? How do I create protection when I'm in the world? How do I get grounded? So how do I clear my energy cords from toxic relationships? How do I do some simple techniques that I can clear my home on a regular basis? If I want to connect more with my guidance team, how do I do that? And so I've given you pretty much everything I can think of inside of this training program. There's a video on how to open sacred space for all spiritual practices. There's grounding tools to support a sacred life and help you create protection in your energy field. I gave you an energy clearing tool, a whole video on clearing your auric field, an energy cord cutting for toxic relationship and protection at the end of each day or during the day. You can do it. I've given you rituals on how to clear your space with sage. I also talk about different parts of your home that can be energized for you to amplify the desires for love and for money. I give you a technique on how to do that inside of the videos. I call that kind of really rituals for just sacred living. And then I teach you how to use a pendulum, which is, as I said at the very beginning, I'm working with my pendulum here. I use this all the time to help me with my guidance, to make sure that what I'm receiving is 100% correct. And so I've given you a video on how to use a pendulum, techniques to make sure you're clear when you do that, and then how to specifically ask questions of a pendulum. Because there's different ways. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out a lot of numbers yet, but, it's more in the now that we use our pendulum for, our guidance. Should I eat this food? What is the best thing? Is this or this better for me? These kind of questions I cover in that training. And then the last piece, which is a bonus video, is all about really our journey on the planet as souls and how, what we can do with that. I call it We Can Only Change Ourselves, but it's really a video about transformation.
Yeah, wonderful. And well, the series itself, Essential Tools for Energy Protection and Intuition Expansion, these are your tools, the tools that you are using, right? Such as the pendulum, for example. So these are very, very high-level tools, and you share your own tools. What I see is that with this video series and with the bonus with it, it's really about for us to take charge of our energy and to be able to be responsible of our energy and our intuition as well. So that's it's very empowering, right? And you getting to a place of being in charge in a responsible way, having the right tools, the right processes, the right ways of doing things, and right in the way that it is safe and it is powerful and efficient. So that's option 2. It's the protection and intuition essentials. So really very, very solid video series. All of this is very generously priced, and it comes with 2 and even 3 payment plans, so you can pay 2 or 3 monthly payments to make this really, really accessible for everyone. So thank you so much, Siobhan, for putting this together, offering this to our audience.
Yeah.
And
there's this piece as well. I'm just, even in this video series, as I said about this quote from the Dalai Lama, being wisely selfish, this really helps you get your energy aligned with the cord cutting, your environment aligned so it supports you, your energy field cleared, you're grounded, you're centered. You have a tool to expand your intuition and your connection to your guides with the pendulum. And so, it's about filling yourself up. It's about having those resources so that you can be more present in your life. Mm-hmm. If you're constantly being drained by other people, you are exhausted and you cannot be present to those people that really want your attention, like maybe your family members, your children, your lover, your mother, your father. It's like, and when you do this amount of work that nearly everybody in this community is doing, you get energetically drained. Because you carry so much light, but other people see that and go, oh, I've got to go over there and have some of that light. Oh, thank you very much. And so, this is really important for people to hear, because if you are exhausted all the time, you're being drained energetically. It isn't even always a physical thing, right? It can be you don't have enough life force because your life force is being taken by other people who think they can do that. And so this video series helps you create the balance inside of that in your relationships as well.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, essential tools for energy protection and to intuition expansion. It's very much what it is. So that's a very, very solid series, and we get everything we need so that we can be available also to ourselves, and available also to our purpose work. And it's really a whole upgrade of our mode of operation, right? How instead of being caught up into the energy traps, which can be of very different nature and which can take all of our time and energy just dealing with them, right? Organizing ourselves, taking care on a daily basis so that we can be available to what we're here to do, and our relationships and our relationship to ourselves, to our own development and everything. Wonderful. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you for bringing all this to everyone. Let's go back to more readings if you're up to it.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, wonderful. Back to the Q&A, then I'll go back to take some live callers. Let's take a few more from the Q&A. Going to Burnaby, that's in Canada, with Mubina. So for Mubina, does Mubina have a master guidance team?
So I'm tuning in. The best on how to Mubina right now, and I'm asking, does she have a master guidance team? Absolutely. And it feels like she's actually getting a new member right now. It's like they're saying yes, and there's a new energy integrated for her. So I don't know if she's been feeling extra tired, or she's maybe had a cold, or honestly, when I went to Ireland recently, I got COVID. Well, that was because I was getting a whole new team.
So you get knocked down so that you can integrate them.
Yes, 7 days lying in bed going, really? Okay. Right? So yeah, so she's got a team, and there's a new integration coming in for her.
Okay, great news for you, Mubina. Thank you, blessings. So get the private session to discover more about this. That's your next step, I guess. Okay, we're going to Ontario with Shirley. Does Shirley have, on the Q&A still, does Shirley have a master guidance team?
Thank you. So I'm going to ask for Shirley's best and highest good. Does she, in Ontario, does she have a guides or does she have a master guidance team? Yes, she has a master guidance team. And is there anything we need to understand? Is it fully integrated? Not fully integrated right now. It feels like it's been interrupted. It feels like there's some grief around her. I don't know what you're dealing with, Shirley, but yeah, it just feels like there's some grief around her. I'm not even sure if the grief is from this timeline or if it's from another timeline coming in to her space, but it seems that it has interrupted some of her connection and integration with her team. I hope that makes sense to you, Shirley.
Okay. Well, let me ask for Shirley. Can it be kind of, is it something just to wait until it's passing, or can it be some kind of soothed? Is there something that you can help handling the grief?
Yeah, it's really overwhelming me right now. I can really feel it here in her space. So if she was to have a private session with me, could we soothe some of this pain? Yeah, a little bit could definitely be brought back into alignment for her. Yeah, bless you, Shirley.
Okay, that's your invitation, Shirley. Thank you. Blessings. Let's go to Australia with Katrina. Katrina in Australia, does she have a master guidance team?
Thank you. Sorry, just give me a minute, because Shirley, I just bless her. She's still in my space for a sec. Just let me. Thank you, Shirley. I'm just going to send you some love right now. In the name of God, and in the name of the light, in the name of love, and in the name of truth, we wrap some energy of light around you. And so it is.
And so it is.
Yeah. Thank you. I just needed to do that because it was like it was an immediate need right there. So for Katrina's best and highest good in Australia, we're going to ask, does she have a master guidance team? Absolutely. And they're helping create a new life for her. It's like she's in a place of thinking about transition or in transition. They're not fully integrated yet. It feels like she needs a little bit of support again with feeling completely safe in her space. And I think it would be really helpful if you can come in for a session on that one, Katrina, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Blessings to you, Katrina. For Mikove in Johannesburg in South Africa, does Mikove have a master guidance team?
So, Mikove, for your best and highest good, do you have a master guidance team? Yes. There's a lot of pressure on my chest and my throat area with Mikove as he came in there. Just it's like they're helping him speak his truth.
It's a her.
Helping her speak her truth. Yeah, it's like there's it's all around the throat area. Yeah, it's all about her truth and helping her speak her truth. I don't know if this has been a challenge for her through her life, if there's been an issue with speaking her truth, but this is who her team wants to support her with. They would really like to connect deeper with her to help her with this, but this is the piece that's really in the space. I mean, it was like literally my throat was like completely on fire. Like I was all lit up in that area, you know?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mikove, you're in the right place with Siobhan. You can work on this in the session. Okay, wonderful. All right. Thank you, Mikove. Blessings. Thank you, Siobhan. Let's go, before we go back to the live callers, let's go to Surrey in the UK with Gillian. For Gillian, does Gillian have a master guidance team?
Gillian. I'm going to ask for Gillian's best and highest good now. Does she have a master guidance team? Absolutely. Yes, she does. And they're a bit chatty. They're very chatty, and they're again. This is the second time, but they're trying to create a new space for her. But they're creating a space for her to engage in, and so I'm not sure if she's thinking of starting a new venture with her career, her job, her light work. I'm not sure, but it's like they are helping to create a new space so that she can engage in that. Maybe she's writing a book something she's looking to engage with the world with. But that's really what they're there to support her with right now. Fully integrated for her, not fully. There's a piece out of alignment in her energy field that looks they're saying it's an old way of being that she's been carrying around with her, that is no longer serving her. I'm literally seeing it like a black, and that's not because it's evil or anything, but it's just dark, lower vibrational way of being that is in her energy field. It isn't even belonging to her. In the start of it, isn't from her energy field originally, but it has gathered power. So it could be like an old thought pattern coming out of her culture or her lineage that is stopping her from playing as big as she can play, if that makes sense to you. Yeah.
Okay. Gillian, thank you, Gillian. Of course, this can and would be cleared in private session, right?
It's
like you can see it, you can just do it.
Yes, literally showing itself so that I can get a connection with it, and then we can talk to it. So this is what happens when people come into session with me. It's like their energy field lights up, their guidance starts communicating, if that's what we're there to do, and then the pieces that are biggest needs to be cleared actually start talking to me as if they are just having a conversation. They tell me where they're from, where the source point came from, how long ago it's been with them, or their soul group, or their family, or their lineage, or their culture, or the past life, or wherever it's sourced out of. And then we get into, I ask it questions so that I can understand exactly what is needed so it can no longer be an influence in their space with them. And then we do usually a ritual together. Sometimes they will have a ritual extra to do at home for themselves. I love to give people clearings to do in their own space as well, and a way of anchoring what it is they do desire back into their space. And because we only have an hour together, and that can take a whole day of really them wanting to think more about what it is they desire and want, that will come back in. So
you give homework.
Homework, yeah, oftentimes. But it's homework you want to do. It's not like
yeah, and it's creative, and I'm sure we are very inspired to do this homework. Wonderful. Yeah, thank you. Okay, great. Thank you. Blessings.
That's the process that happens. You know, their soul turns up, their higher self, their team turns up, the energies that no longer serve turn up, and then we go into co-creative space and figure out it. No longer allow that to be the influence that's reducing their power, reducing their life force, reducing their energy, reducing their guidance connection.
Right. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Blessings to you, Gillian. Siobhan, are you happy to keep running a little bit to take a few live callers? Are you good?
Absolutely, yeah.
We're happy to have you. I am happy to have you, and I'd love to have a few more readings. So let's go back to the live callers. We're gonna go to Orlando, Florida, 6849. I'm unmuting you now. Hello.
That's a good idea.
Hello. You're on the line. Orlando, Florida, 6849. You're not with us.
Hi.
Hello, are you there? Can you hear? We need your name, please.
Tiffany.
Tiffany, welcome. Thank you, Tiffany.
Hi.
Okay, for Tiffany, Siobhan, does Tiffany have a master guidance team, and are they fully integrated?
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you so much.
Asking for Tiffany's best and highest good. Does she have a master guidance team? Absolutely.
I'm going to mute you, Tiffany. Okay.
Now we're just going to ask now for Tiffany's best and highest good. Is there anything we need to understand or know about this right now for her? Is this team integrated? Yeah, it's interesting. It's saying again she needs to create a new way of being so that she can be anchored fully into the light. For her full support right now. She needs to be able to receive in a way that she's not fully allowed herself to receive. And that it's really important that she opens to receive. She's a giver, an overgiver. And so that's partly if we work together, we need to help balance out that piece for her so that she can actually be the receiver as well as the giver. There's an imbalance in that space for her. My love.
Okay. Let me unmute you, Tiffany. Can you speak? Does that resonate for you?
How many do I have with me?
Okay, let me ask.
Does the receiving piece resonate with you? I think that's the big piece for you, Tiffany. Does this resonate for you?
I feel like something's blocking me because my whole body's shutting down. Is there a block for that from communicating with them?
I'm struggling to hear you, Tiffany. Sorry, honey.
Is there a block from communicating with them?
Yes, there is. It's not fully integrated right now for you. There's a part of you that isn't to receive. So
you need to receive this message. Maybe you go back to the replay and listen to the reading that Siobhan just gave you, because it is all about receiving. That's your block. The disbalance in giving. You're a giver. If I get it right, Siobhan,
right?
You're a giver,
yeah.
and you need to receive. That's your block. That's where your block is. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Blessings, and you can work on this with Siobhan in the session. Thank you, Tiffany. Blessings.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Let's go. Thank you. Let's go to Van Nuys, California, with Judy. Unmuting you, Judy.
Good morning. I
Good morning.
just love everything I heard on this call, and I'm so excited to hear about my master team.
It's lovely to have you here, Judy, my love. So we're going to ask for Judy's best and highest good. Does she have a master guidance team? Absolutely. Yes, you do. You have 3 members of that team. What is it that she needs to understand or know more about this? For her, it's integrated? Is there something specific we need to explore together? This is a theme today. There's definitely a creation space that no longer serves you. Coming out of a lineage, ancestral piece. And it's actually way down the timeline, but it's influencing the now. And it no longer needs to be with you or wants to be with you. because it's not yours to hold on to anymore. It's like it's not your responsibility to carry it. So it's a burden that needs to be released from you. Thank you, Judy, my love.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Judy.
I'm sitting here listening to your message, and I could feel this. I almost felt like a student in a chair with a spotlight receiving. It's very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Blessings to you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Okay, let's go to Toronto with Jennifer. Unmuting you, Jennifer. Hello.
Hello. Hi, ladies.
Hi. Welcome.
Thank you for everything you guys do. I'm so excited. Just to find out if I have a master guidance team, and are they fully integrated, or do I have any blockages that I need to work on? Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer, my love. So I'm going to ask her Jennifer's best and highest good. Does she have a master guidance team? Yes, is the answer to she has 4 members of that team. And not everyone is hearing whether they have what number of members they are. And don't be hung up on that, because it's just that some people obviously need to know that, and other people it's like the block is the bigger piece, or what they need to hear is the bigger piece. And I didn't expect to hear that there was how many people were on a team, to be honest. That wasn't kind of what I'd put into the agenda. But I always just love what Spirit brings. And so we're going to ask for Jennifer's best and highest good. Is there anything she needs to understand about her integration with this team, or anything, other pieces we need to bring into her space right now? And so it's almost like, Jennifer, I don't know if this makes sense to you. It's like you know that there's something beyond where you are in evolution, but you haven't quite understood what it could be or what it is to be. And it's not like it's a glass feeling, but it feels like there's a curiosity there, a knowingness there, but it hasn't appeared yet. And it's the piece that wants to be revealed, if that makes sense to you. Like, what will it take to go to my next level of evolution? What will it take to go up higher than I currently am? What will it look for me?
Yes, that resonates with me. Actually, I've been doing a lot of work for the last 6 months, and I am so curious. That's why I hop on all of these calls, and I try to do these beautiful consults. So I definitely will work with you. I really resonate with you, and this whole reading resonates, and I'm excited to be and to go up higher and just to know. So I'm excited about it all.
Let's do this, Jennifer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. You're in the right place, Jennifer, and you know that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Blessings to you.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Siobhan. Let's go to Charlottesville, Virginia. Margaret, you're on the line. Hello.
Hi. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Do I have a master guidance team? And I guess that I won't know if they would be fully integrated unless I have one. So.
Well, let's have a look. Thank you. So for Margaret's best and highest good, I'm going to ask, does she have a guidance? And the answer is yes. And is there anything that we need to understand and know about the integration of that, or any other piece? Yes to the team. And so 4 members. And it's like there's something that needs to be, they're saying, resolved in your space. And I'm just going to ask them, is that your home and property, or if that's actually your energy, your physical energy auric space. So give me a minute, Margaret.
Or my relationship. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like it's something from Margaret that needs to be resolved in her home and property. No, that's not the biggest piece. So it's in your relationship. Yeah. Is it in your auric field? It's definitely adding an influence in your energy field. But that's the piece that's here to be looked at. If we were to work in a session, is this the piece that needs to be resolved in your space, my love?
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you, Margaret. Blessings.
Blessings.
Thank you so much, Siobhan. Everyone, if you didn't get a reading, get a session. And everyone, I would say, I mean, come on, get a session with Siobhan. This is such an amazing opportunity to get very profound support with your guidance team or with other things that are going on in your life, right? We can see that whatever it is that is present at the moment that needs to be shifted, that needs to be clear, that needs to be liberated, Siobhan can identify it and can and will help you clear it during the session. So spiritual breakthrough, elevate your divine guidance. Option 1, you have the private session plus the protection and intuition essentials. And option 2 is the protection and intuition essentials. This video series, essential tools for energy protection and intuition expansion, plus the bonus, we can only change ourselves. You have all the details on the special offer page. You have the link on the webcast. If you're on the replay, just scroll down the page. On the phone, go to gracefulconnections.com/Siobhan4. Get all the details. I really can only recommend to get a session with Siobhan. I mean, you've made such a demonstration of your gifts and the clarity of what you bring through, Siobhan. I'm very, very grateful to you, and I'm sure everyone is grateful to you for that. Is there anything else you want to add? Any word of closing you would like to offer in addition to all that you offered today already, Siobhan?
Oh, thank you, Sophie, my love. I know I'm going to have a fast action bonus, which will close on Sunday evening. I'm not sure. I always get confused on the timing of different parts of the world.
It's on Sunday Pacific time.
Okay.
Sunday evening Pacific time. So the latest Sunday evening, right?
Yes. And so that's a very specific tool process I'm going to do extra inside the session with people. And it'll add an extra 15 minutes to our session. To talk to our team members and also to do this process, which is specifically designed to help clear any corrupted energy and bring more safety into our lives. It's called Maintaining Sanctuary. And so it wraps more light, more love, more healing, even beyond what we're already going to do inside the session. It's a very specific process I do in my 2-hour sessions. It's never in my 1-hour sessions, but I really want to bring it into this session because it feels really important as well, given what we're going through on the planet right now, to have this piece of maintaining sanctuary for ourselves. So I'm going to add that in to the session so that people have that for themselves as the fast acting bonus and gives us extra time together.
Wonderful. Thank you. Very generous. So obviously, of course, if you purchased already, you get that as well as a surprise bonus. So that's until Sunday evening, Sunday at midnight Pacific.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you so much. Now let's take a moment to be present once again to the Orb of Grace, allowing it to remain there, holding us, holding all that we have received, all that we have experienced today, all that we're not even yet aware we have received, allowing it to sink in, to come to our awareness as we are held in the Orb of Grace for as long as it serves our highest good, our evolution, and the highest good of all. And I'm closing now by giving gratitude to each and every one of you in the audience. Thank you for answering yes to the calling of grace and the calling to fully step into the divinely supported life you were truly meant to live. Immense gratitude to you, magical soul whisperer and evolution activator and land harmonizer, Siobhan Wilcox, for all the insights, the wisdom, the brilliance, and the offerings you gifted us today through all the graceful connections that have been woven with you and your masterful expertise. Thank you, Siobhan.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's always such an honor to be here. It's such a blessing. You know, I always feel so aligned when I'm here inside of this community, because I really want to honor this community. Everyone I come into session with from this community is always so evolved, wanting to evolve even higher, focused on not just themselves, but on the greater good of their family, of their lineage, of their the people they love around them. You know, it's just always, I always feel so honored to work with this community. And I know it takes time out of your day to be here in session. I know it takes time out of your day to work on yourself. I know it takes time out of your day, and it's not always easy work, you know, to look at the pieces that your family may have handed you down the line to say, oh, this belongs to you now. You know, but everyone does it with such grace. And I'm just always honored. And so thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We love you. We love having you. So thank you, Siobhan. Yeah.
I always honored.
Thank you. We give gratitude, of course, to the Orb of Grace for providing a safe, sacred space for our journey of exploration. And gratitude for all the grace we are blessed with at every moment, whether we are aware of it or not. It offers all the nourishment, the nurturing, the healing, the revelations, and the realizations that we open our hearts to receive. Gratitude to our higher self, our guidance team, and all the higher beings who guide, support, and protect us. And gratitude to the divine. Thank you. Until we meet again, many graceful blessings to you all. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye now.
Thank you, Sophie. Bye.